What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Hopefully, you're having an awesome Thursday. A lot of cool WWE things that I'm excited about. I'll talk about those. The WonderCon pre-orders going up. Hopefully, you got your Cobra Ferret with Scout and Swoop before they sold out. Anyway, how's everybody? Let's get into the show. Still trying out a new camera for those of you who weren't on last night for Lyles Movie Files. So bear with me as I work through all the kinks on this thing. Anyway, G Brew, greetings, fellow Earthlings. What's up, G Brew? How are you on this fine? There we go. There we go. I think that's better. Okay. On this fine Thursday. James Green. Hello, Thursday Night Crew. What's up, Jeffrey? What's going on, James Green? Stay, guys. Howdy. 80s kid from the 90s. It is Jeff. It is 80s kid. What's up? Vin Doom. What's up, Thursday crew? My man, 50 grand. Jeffrey, what's up? What's up with you? Looking good. Hopefully, everybody's having a good one. Jamlin Parks, what's the haps? What's the haps, though? Charlie Pendleton. What's up, Jeffrey? What's up, Charlie? How are you? Jeffrey out here like, new cam, who this? I'm trying to do some things, get it better. Snake Eyes, Jeff, do you have a new camera and a new mic? Because it looks like it and it sounds like it too. I've done a lot of tinkering since the last live. I've been playing around, hoping to make this a little bit better presentation for you all so you can hear me a lot better too. James Green, it's working, Jeffrey. The sound is great. Awesome. Exactly what I wanted to hear. So, no March Madness. My bracket's tattered in shambles, but still have a chance of getting number one. I just have to beat my brother, Jace, who you all know, and my wife. And she's letting me know that she's above me right now in the standings, but there's still hope for your boy. So hopefully it'll all work out. Anyway, it's Thursday. What all did you all pick up this week? There's a lot that dropped, probably a lot more pre-orders than finding things in stores. But if you did get something, let me know. 80s kid. I got the Target Clone Trooper Black Series 2 pack yesterday at my store. It's awesome. Nice. Did you get one or two? When I went the other day, there were like 4 on the shelves, so it was pretty exciting to see them there. I didn't get any yet, but ideally, I'd love to get like 4. And I don't feel like this is going to be something that I'm going to be able to go, yes, they're on clearance at Target. I'm going to grab a whole bunch of them. I'd love to have been able to pick them up when they were $24.99. Like they had the mistake, on Target.com, and a bunch of people picked them up. And I think some people got their orders processed for $24.99. If that's you, congratulations. But how many did you get, 80s kid? Had enough for one. Nice. G Brew, the not brainwashing of my niece goes well. Cyclops is becoming her favorite X-Men. Great work. That's what we need to hear. Cyclops is my favorite. I just like the fact that he was the cool leader, and people were kind of prickly towards him. Like Wolverine was just straight up, "Hey, bub, I'm not doing this." And I was like, "Hey, he's trying to help y'all." And I like Storm. I thought she was really cool too. And Cyclops was my guy. I liked his power, and I just thought he actually had one of the biggest mutant consequences as opposed to the rest of them who could walk around like if he dropped his glasses, if they got knocked off, it was all she wrote. Sumo Willie, will there be re-releases of Demolition and Legion of Doom? Their best versions are expensive. Sure, they're very expensive because they haven't had a cycle of re-releases, repaints like Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan figures, The Rock, etc. Recent Mattel Heart Foundation Coliseum collection is awesome. Still need to get my hands on those guys. But yeah, they look amazing. And we got a better look at the latest series with $1 Million Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So that was really exciting for me too. 80s kid plans to get at least 7 more. Man, I'm with you because having that full army, surrounding, I guess we could still surround Anakin because they're 501st with him before they get to the phase 3 look and make their long, imposing march into the Jedi Temple. Jay Woods, good evening, Jeff in chat. What's up, Jay? Received today perhaps one of the best Marvel character representations in action figure form. Mayfix Magneto. This is everything they say it is. That's great. And which one did you get? The standard one or did you get the Age of Apocalypse one? Because for me, the thing that's always kind of holding me back on that figure is he looks like he'd be a little bit smaller compared to the Marvel Legends figures, where I don't need him to look slight and small next to Wolverine or even Nightcrawler. I need him to look, you're not Jim Lee, full on muscle man, but I kind of want to make him look formidable, like how John Byrne and Dave Cockrum drew him. Jebrew, I picked up the Logan and Sabretooth 2-pack and the Retro Carter Scarlet Spider at my local GameStop. Oh, wow. You were able to find them at GameStop? That's cool. We need to start going back to GameStop, seeing what's there. This store, the GameStops in my area are kind of shaky. Some are really good, but I feel like those everyone knows are really good, so they lose all the good stuff quick. Glenn coming through answering the question. I'll definitely get around to that one. So when I get to it, please remind me of your answer. Jacob, the wrestling fan. What's up, Jacob? How are you? Are you excited about WrestleMania weekend? I really am. Probably the most excited I've been for WrestleMania in a really long time. Like last year, I just wanted to see the the end of the Bloodline story. See Sami Zayn and KO win the tag belts from the Usos, and then Cody finish his story by beating Roman Reigns. Who knew a year from now we'd still be at that same point? But I feel like there's no way around it this time. Cody has to win. And it's been a really good story, actually. So, I mean, I've been enjoying the ride. And, the rest of the book matches, the announced ones are like, oh, that's fine. I'll watch them. But I'm really there for the main events. Figure Nerd. Hey, everyone. What day of the week did the episodes come out? Of this show or whatever else? I do these lives. I do a Lyle's movie files, movie, TV, pop culture episode every Wednesday night at 8:05. I do these figure files or just talk about figures every Thursday at 8:05. If that wasn't what you referred to, let me know. 80s Kid says GameStop is the GOAT. At least my location is. Your GameStop has to have a million things because mine, I mean, they may have most of the latest figures in a Marvel Legends assortment. They may have 2 or 3 GI Joes, but they don't really have enough shelf space for me to call them the GOAT. If I can catch Target right at a proper restock point, GameStop. Target is really on top of things. Tom Finn, 2018. I got the Mayfix Ben Riley reissue, nice, and Marvel Legends Angel last week. Now, is he one? Is he another one that's everything people said he was? Because he looked awesome. Still in sell mode, though. I mean, even when you're selling, you got to get some of these really good figures. So congratulations on getting that Mayfix reissue. Vin Doom got the Kilowog 2-pack and Tombstone, like both, giving Rainer to my godson. I already have 2 of him. I feel like this is the best version, right? I mean, this is the appropriately not lime green color for Kyle. So, or does your godson know the difference? Or you can just kind of, here is one of my Kyle Rayner figures, and you'll never know the difference. Joshua Alvarez. I pre-ordered 3 master cases of the DC Collector's Edition figures, 2 of each Marvel Legends this week, the McFarlane Toys exclusive DC Multiverse bundle, 1 Black Series, and 3 of each for Classified. Joshua, you won the week with the pre-orders. Which one of those are you most looking forward to? Snake Eyes, what's going on? I got Funko Pop Recom Quaritch from Avatar Way of Water, and I bought the Bioshock collection that have all the games in one. It was like $10. That's a really good deal for you. Congratulations. Blake Tarpley, what's up, man? We missed you last night. All's well on your end, I hope. Jacob Sandman does look great. I'll go more in detail with Sandman very soon on this episode. Jebrew, Storm is one of my all-time favorite X-Men. I love Storm. Cyclops is my brother's number 3 behind Magneto and Magic. He digs the morally great characters. Let me try to rank my top 5 real fast, just because you put it out there. So Cyclops is 1, 2 is Storm. Who's 3? I want to be so obvious and go with Wolverine, but I do like Wolverine. So him for where am I going with this one? Probably Gene. And then 5, I feel like it's a big tie between Bishop, Colossus, Gambit. So one of those in Nightcrawler, any of those. And then like in that next shelf, wherever number I'm at that point, probably Banshee. I really like Banshee. I thought he was really fun in that original run with the team. I just thought it was a cool experience head as opposed to most of the others who were still learning how to be superheroes. Joshua, I got 4 trooper packs. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, to me, ideally, if I had my druthers and money was no, and if money wasn't a thing, I would be all about getting as many of those. It's fair to my fellow collectors. I wouldn't, if there were 4 on the shelf, might get 2, might get 3. I'd leave 1 at least behind for everybody. Just keep going around and build my army. What's up, Afton Child? How are you? Jamelin, Colin Kilowog showed up since last week. Today I actually got an eel. Congratulations. They're great figures, and I know you're gonna love them. When I saw that the retro had some deco changes, I decided I was okay paying a little bit over retail for one exclusive version. So you're gonna make the exclusive one your main eel and just stock up on those retro ones. It's not a bad way to go if that's your plan. 80s kid, I spotted the new Transformers Studio Series Sunstreaker. Oh, that's the Bumblebee version, right? And Blaster at Target too. I kind of feel like I would prefer to get this version of Blaster, but I did just get the other one. And the cartoon colors are cool. Getting eject non-transparent would be awesome, but I don't know if it's enough to warrant a double dip. What do you guys think? David Thanos. What's good, y'all? What's going on? Just got my email that Bam Bam Gordy and Ultimate Cody, KO, and Sami Zayn shipped. You pre-ordered them? Are they already out to purchase? I mean, for you to get them all the way? I am excited about Bam Bam Gordy. Having 2/3 of the Freebirds or 2/4. If you're a fan of gorgeous Jimmy Garvin or Jimmy Jam Garvin, it's pretty nice. Oh man, 1216 Anarchists. What's going on? Good day, Jeff and crew got Retro Duke and Rakondo this week. Loving both. I just finished shooting my Retro Duke and I really, really had fun shooting him. It was like, this is such a fun figure. I haven't posted him on my site yet. But let me see. Just to give you a tease of how it turned out. Because I really liked him. I thought it was fun. I haven't opened Rakondo yet. But here is my Spirit Iron Knife with Freedom Roadblock, and I really gotta swap out that gun because it looks ridiculous now. And dude, so I've got Mutt and Junkyard that are needing to get shot this week too. So I've almost got this 84 crew down. I'm pretty excited to do a full group shot of them, but they look cool. And I always thought this crew was one of the more fun lineups because everyone had all kinds of different colors. And I just like that with this crew. Anyhow, I still need to open Rakondo. 80s Kids says last year was just the appetizer for Hasbro. This year we're getting an entree. Hopefully some dessert too. I take some pie. Do you like pie? G Brew. Mayfax X-Men scale pretty well with the Marvel Legends. I think my GameStop is good to make up for how much the Walmart in town sucks. Yeah. Does anyone have a really good Walmart in their area? Because I do not. Jay Woods, my Mayfax Magneto is a classic, number 179, and is being displayed next to Legends without any issues. Nice. Can you see me a picture? I just want to see what it looks like. Jamelin, Mayfax Magneto is about the same size as a Mayfax Superman. Of course, I've got my Mayfax Superman downstairs, but yeah, that'll be a good barometer for me. Thank you. X-Men 97 every Wednesday. Robert's Infinite Realms, what's going on? You're talking WrestleMania. Yeah, Cody has to win this thing. He's got to finish the story. And there's so much other stuff we can do with him and The Rock, Final Boss. Such a cool nickname. So cool. Jacob, the wrestling fan, says, Priest cashes in and wins. Gosh, that would be terrible. I mean, not in the sense of your booking, but I mean, WrestleMania was, back in the day, was just a happy ending. It's like whatever else happened through the course of the year, we knew WrestleMania was going to end with the hero on top. But I really did feel that Triple H winning in WrestleMania 2000 made sense. He was the superstar, and they had done so much work to build him up, and he had worked so hard. He wrestled really good matches. I wasn't upset with him winning, but this kind of back and forth now, heels winning at WrestleMania is kind of like, not a fan of it. Vin Doom. Jeff, looking forward to WrestleMania weekend. Starting off with the NXT show, 10 a.m. my time. Going to be raining all day, so can't wait. That's perfect. No need to go anywhere else unless you're getting a pizza or something to eat while you're watching NXT and WrestleMania. David Thanos, I did enjoy those reveals. I'm going to talk about them soon, so please remind me. G Brew with my local GameStop. You need to check it out because the good stuff goes fast. Yeah, that's how mine is too. Omega 579, I got the Mr. Fix It Wolverine 2-pack, Jack Lantern, and Jada Toys. Ken, how did you get them? Did you see them in stores? I finally opened my Fei Long, and wow, great stuff. David Thanos, finally the penguin I wanted came out, and the pre-orders are gone. Gone. Really? On Entertainment Earth too? Got me curious. I didn't check, but I kind of felt like they were still there. Oh, sold out there too. Yeah, I feel like one of these days Todd's gonna learn. Hey, maybe if I put stuff that people want, I'll have a lot of sales. So yeah, he's sold out there too. That's interesting. But with that line, I feel like you can find them in stores pretty easy. I'm still seeing Sinestro, Green Lantern, Alan Scott. Firestorm has been the one I haven't seen. Ironically, I did see him in a GameStop, but I think you'll be okay. It won't be too ridiculous trying to track them down. I don't think it's another Wonder Woman case here. G-Brew, Cyclops, Kitty, Rogue, Storm, Psylocke, Captain Britain, Danny Moonstar, Magic, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Wolverine, Laura. No love for Logan. Interesting. So it's 16 Anarchists. Pre-order that gold Iron Man. Whenever we get the classic Wasp, we'll have a great founding Avengers lineup. Almost. We still need Hulk and Trunks. And I'm gonna hold Ryan and Dan and the whole crew to it until we get Hulk in his shorts. Because we need that figure anyway. But we really need him to complete the original official lineup of the Avengers. So definitely want him. It'd be a different look for it too. James Green. Jeffrey, how many fairs did you pre-order? One. And that's because in the comic book, he wasn't rocking them too often. Larry Hama wasn't throwing him out there. Again, like most cases, I'm not going to stock up on a bunch of vehicles just because money and space. And the Ferret's a cool vehicle. I think it's great for that price point. Maybe two would be great for me, but that's something the Crimson Twins rode around in the comic book. So that's that for them. And then you've got the Storm Shadow and Firefly. And Scout's a cool driver. So I don't necessarily need a bunch of ferrets. I'm trying to think what vehicle I would really mass army build of Cobra. That would probably have been the His Tank, but being what it cost, it was just a one-off for me too. I don't know if there's something that they could release that I'd go like, I need 10 of them. I thought the Trouble Bubble was about as close as I would come to mass army build and have 3 of those. But maybe there's something cheaper and smaller that I would get a whole bunch of. Just hasn't come yet. Jamelin, that is the plan of my heels. I don't think the blaster's enough of a change to double dip. Thanks. Plus, I like the transparent window. I think it's cool because you can see the cassette too. So I just wish that a Jack wasn't oh, you've got to get this version to get the full colored version. That's the one thing I'm like, come on, guys. Y'all could have given Blaster 2 tapes anyway. Robert's Infinite Realm says, I got ML Angel, found Monday Night War, Scott Hall in my Walmart. Congratulations. Shock in Big Bad Toy Store, pile of loot. MS Red Hulk, nice. AF Desert Condor, Action Force Desert Condor. Marvel Legends MK, Marvel Knights Daredevil. Marvel Legends Drax and Moondragon. That's a good set. One of my favorites from last year. And G.I. Joe Lowlight, another solid figure. Boris Mortis. Hey guys, just got my McFarlane 2-pack of Kilowog and Kyle Rayner. It seems like this was the week for everyone to get it. Now, I did not Should I regret it? Because it seems like a lot of y'all picked it up and are excited about it. Felix Guerrero, what's going on? I finally got the Marvel Legends Stan Lee and Marvel Legends Spider Punk and that NECA Sinja bot. Cool. What did you think of Sinja bot? David Thanos. I saw my Target. They had two Dukes in Rakondo. I'd already gotten Duke on Amazon. On the fence about Rakondo. Can't wait for Scarlet. Scarlet's awesome. Like, just so much fun to pose and really fun figure. And I like Duke a lot too, which means I assume I'm gonna love Rakondo. That retro wave was just perfect all around for me so far. Nice. My Sammy and Kevin Ultimates are on the way. Ringside has them in stock. They do get them quick, don't they? 80s kid, I did see the trailer for Tales of the Empire and it did look cool. Hopefully, we'll get a Black Series Bears because I'm like, what are y'all doing? David, you know July is not going to be a good month for Joe's. It's JoJo June, but you know those figures are not going to wait till July. I'm trying to figure out maybe we should take like a friendly Laos Figure Files bet and go, what month will they really come out? Like we'll put it down to the week. We'll just like guess which week they'll actually come out because it's not going to be July. We know that. It's just a matter of when they get to us. But I can't wait for Doc and Torch and everything else. But yeah. Year 5 is Cyclops, Wolverine, Beast, Jubilee, and Gambit. Yeah, that's a good choice too. I do like Jubilee. Omega 579 and got my kin from Entertainment Earth. Nice. Jeeber says X-Men 97 Gene, Dance Lot, She-Hulk Omnibus. I didn't even know he was on the book that long. And Landra and Lady Mandarin Logan 2-packs arriving Saturday. Nice. Angel and Tunnel Rat, my pile of loot. Very nice. Glenn Miller says, I think that GameStop is getting the Zabu wave before everyone else. Does anyone else say Zabu like Paul E. Dangerously used to say Sabu? Was it just me? Glenn Miller, whoops, sorry. Vin Doom, what do you think of that Triclops Moto figure coming out? Let me see if I'm thinking the same one that you're talking about. If so, I think he looks awesome. I try to reorganize so I could find my stuff really easily. So when I'm talking about something, I could go, oh, this figure right here. Of course. Having properly jinxed myself. Oh, here we go. I did find it. Yay, me in a little organization. Are you talking about this figure here? Would it be this one? I think it looks awesome. Looks really great. And I like the new Eternia switches to these figures. So if that's the one you're talking about, yeah, really, really think that's a cool looking figure. There we go. No, that wasn't what I was going to first. I have everything queued up. And of course, I started fiddling around with my first window, messing it up for me. All right, there we go. Hey, G, what's going on, my man? I'm having a great week. How about you? But yeah, McFarlane finally got Kyle right. And Kilowog is a straight banger. Okay, because I was wondering with all that texture, I was like, what are you doing? Felt like he finally started figuring out maybe I could do the Green Lanterns with smooth attire. Like how? In this latest John Stewart Green Lantern figures we got. And then Kilowog was like, what are you doing? Why are you going back to the texture? And that's a weird thing to complain about because he's putting more detail on it, but I do kind of wish it was smooth and plain, like the DC Mattel Classics version. Felix, I actually like that bot way more than expected. So much fun to pose. Would like to find a better price on. Oh, okay, nice. That's cool. So essential about it, an army builder. I'm like way off of my Ninja Turtle knowledge, as you all can probably guess from how often I talk about them. Jacob, one of my favorite lines is the Legends Elite line. We're currently on wave 23. How long do you think the line will go? That, oh gosh, I hope for a long time. I'm loving that they're getting Legends back out there. And I mean, this year it feels like every wave has to have a Hogan per the 40th anniversary of Hulkamania requirement, but I don't really care. I mean, I think they're doing some really cool stuff, and the figures they're showing is so fun. They're getting a lot of first time in the line or first time in the line kind of variants that are really exciting, like that big Bubba Rogers. So I am really hyped up. And I don't see any reason for it to stop. I think they've got a good formula, got some heavy hitters, some fringe, C, maybe even D-list characters, and it's working out pretty well for them. Dark Knight 297. Jeff, what's good? Got that retro Duke and classified quick kick. Can't wait to get Scarlet. I want to get quick kick. Quick kick and airborne. I'm just like, be patient. Soon you can get them. But yeah, they look great. And you're gonna love Scarlet too. David Thanos, my five are Storm, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Gambit, Cyclops. Straight up great top five there. Henry G says Hasbro doing Hasbro things with their pre-orders and releases dang near every. Yeah, that's the one thing that I wish Hasbro would kind of do something a little bit different with, because it's like if you're gonna jump the gun, one every pre-order, because I mean, that the whole point of that is so people can budget. All right, this is coming out in July, this is coming out in August, this is coming. I mean, we never get the HasLab early. It's not like, hey guys, we've got your Dragonfly coming next month. That never ever happens. But these other pre-orders are like, yeah, we're just kidding. We're gonna put them in 2 or 3 months early. And that's fine if it's like, no problem. But if you're going, cool, I'll work overtime so I can afford to get this stuff in July. But if you don't and they push it up faster, you could be really short. Oh, good news though, for those of you who were right at your email, phone, tablet, whatever, to get the email and happen to be Premium Plus members, the Vamp was available on Pulse for a very brief window. My friend sent the text. I didn't care, of course, because I got my Vamp, very excited to have it. But for a window, it was available. I think it's kind of tricky with Hasbro things, because we saw this with Dr. Mindbender, Serpentor earlier, where I think they re-released, put them back out for order 5 times, and they sold out so quick. And I'm hoping that's not going to be the case with the Vamp, because I think everyone who really wants it should get a chance to get it and not have to wait for Vamp 2 or the Stinger or whatever else they want to repaint it as, just the original basic version. So stay tuned, I guess, because a Thursday with a big pre-order window and then, hey, we got this back in stock, kind of tricky. So I don't even know when to tell you when to look, but it's crazy. 1216 Erica says, my five are Beast, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Rogue, and Gambit. It was so weird. I was like literally trying to subliminally throw in Cyclops and Gambit. I mean, am I weird for liking Beast better than the Avengers? No. Nina Perez version of him. I think he was really fun and kind of carefree in the Avengers, where he has to be serious Doctor Henry McCoy in the X-Men. And it's just a difference, because I don't quite understand why. Because I mean, he would still be needed for his medical expertise. I just think he takes everything, or they write him way too seriously as a member of the X-Men. Yeah, they're like another version of foot soldiers. Thank you, Felix. Ken Robinson, Jeff, what's up? Glad I caught the stream. These WrestleMania Day 1 reveals are insanely good. I picked up Airborne and Scarlet Spider today. Nice. Jay was Jeff. Any idea what that mini Quinjet was all about? Teased by Ryan at WonderCon last weekend. I have no clue. I was thinking maybe that would be something they would throw in with Giant Man as a, hey, here's a scale to Giant Man Quinjet. That could be kind of fun, but I can't imagine any other purpose for that Quinjet. You're a nerd. Every time I drive past an Amazon van, I can't help but say out loud, give me all your Marvel Legends in an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent. I feel like your spell check went nuts trying to get Schwarzenegger down, but I translated properly. I got you. I have a buddy who does a really mean Arnold impersonation. It is like dead on. Every time I watch Predator, I'm like hearing him and not Arnold. Say, get to the chopper. Boris Mortis. Kilowog is awesome. Trying not to collect more McFarlane because I don't have the space. But with the new Jon Stewart, it kind of makes me want to get a Hal Jordan now. Well, yeah, you got to get that new one, not the early one. It's not good. No, you mean I missed it? I think you did, but just keep I think Thursdays and Fridays tend to be when they put things back in stock on Pulse. And it seems like around noon or 1 o'clock is that time. And it's definitely a situation where, again, and I have zero stake in it, but it seems to be paying off for people. You get that premium Pulse membership, it really does benefit you because you don't have to pay for shipping, which is awesome. And or you're not paying for shipping at the time. But if you buy enough stuff, the shipping is covered. And excuse me, you get those alerts when there's something that's popping back in the stock that's pretty popular. I know people were complaining because, oh, it only was available for premium Pulse members when Mindbender and Serpento were selling out. But it's kind of like, yeah, but I feel like unlike some of these other like Walmart Plus, there's actually a benefit to getting the Pulse premium membership. All right, soapbox message over with. Boris Mortis. I love Beast so much, but the Brian Michael Bendis really you can say that about so many characters, not just Beast. Carlos Castillo, sub peeps. What's up, Carlos? Happy Thursday. How are you, my friend? Oh, you were able to get that Rey Mysterio. Nice. That's very good. Kim Robinson says, let's get some likes. Well, thank you. I appreciate those of you who have already liked it. All right, so let's see. Anyone, Bueller, pre-order the ferret. I only ordered Beachhead. Well, only based on my experience, my very limited experience with the retro figures at Target, I didn't feel the need to pre-order Beachhead, the eel, or Snow Serpent. I will definitely be ordering, or not ordering, grabbing them when I see them on the shelves because later after the initial, like, I've got to take advantage of this Target sale so I can get Wakanda for free. I think they're okay. I think people are finding them on shelves without it being a, oh no, where's the rest of them? I think Beachhead is probably going to be the popular one, but you can see on Amazon that you don't necessarily have to rush to get these retro figures. They're not like some of the other ones, so I think you're okay. And but I do think the ferret might be the tricky one because it's a post exclusive, and then when it sells out, it might get really hard to track down later. All right, so let's talk about some of the stuff that was up for pre-order this week, and let's start off with these guys, the WonderCon reveals, and the classics never goes out of style at Entertainment Earth, and these are really exciting to grab or to see. Haven't didn't get these guys either, but let's just take a look at the full case. Got Mark II Iron Man in the gold armor. Let's go here so we can click that. There we go. Bigger neoclassic Iron Man really looks good. Whiplash, the cool whip effect. Iron Man Mark 20, She-Hulk, Count Nefaria, and I did not notice Count Nefaria has this interesting little deal with his, but I think that this is just has to be there because of the top of his shoulder. That's unfortunate, but I don't know if there was really a way around that for them. But I'm really excited. All six of those I am going to get probably the first time in a very long time. I've been able to say that about a retro series. So I'm very excited to get all six of those. That was cool. Let's see. David says, now that you mentioned Predator, I'm trying to find a neck of Dutch, but man, are they expensive. They did like 14 variants of Dutch. That's unfortunate. Hopefully you can track one down. I hate when you kind of come around to something. It's like, you know what? I do think I want to get this. And then it's like, wow, why is this figure $100? So yeah, I understand your pain. Then we got the Star Wars reveals. Did anybody get any of these guys? Vintage collection, Kanan from first season of Rebels, and then Ezra from Ahsoka hologram. That was an interesting choice for a figure. And then we got Zeb from season 1 of Rebels as well. That's very cool. This price tag, same as a Black Series figure, not so much, but we've seen from Target with all of these deluxe figures, he'll be on sale on clearance later on down the road. Then we've got, of course, the Black Series Hammerhead, 34 bucks. I mean, we've seen Black Harsanson for 10 bucks, 8 bucks. I'm not rushing to get Hammerhead. I'm going to roll the dice and assume he's going to be on sale for a lot cheaper. But there you go. That's what dropped from Hasbro on that end. Let's see here. And there are some other ones. Oops, it also dropped. Transformers, we got those guys too. And Swoop, I believe, is sold out at Pulse, sold out on Amazon, but you can still get him from my dear associate, Entertainment Earth, $54.99, same price as everybody else, but he's there and you don't have to worry. These Dinobots have been really tricky and really expensive to purchase if you miss out on that initial order. I don't see a lot of them. I think I see Sludge the most on the shelves, but the rest of them have long since sold out. It's crazy and wild. A little bit mad. 80s Kid says Iron Man Wave looks solid. I love collecting the retro lines, but they're so much more fun. By the way, getting that vintage collection Kanan and Black Series, Moma. Nice. Ran rocks 80s rants and real talk. What's going on? What up though? It's been a minute. It has. Where you been? Blame March Madness. All right, you're forgiven. There are not going to be any upsets here on Loud's Figure Files. But yeah, they were starting has been pretty fun. My bracket needed some teams to win. They lost this past weekend with the Elite Eight, but you all are not here to care about my bracket. And we've talked about them, but just one more time because can't ever get enough talking, discussion about G.I. Joe, Retro Series, Cobra Eel, Beachhead, and the Snow Serpent. And I really like the the classic retro colors for the Snow Serpent. I think that combination really pops. We got 3 of that original ones. So I guess I need to get 6 so I can have a complete squad of Snow Serpents and make those with the wolf pack pelts, the wolf pack of Snow Serpents in my collection. So that'll be fun to do that with them. And Cobra Eels, just going to keep grabbing them. Got 5, but those are really fun figures. And I got to have a lot to outnumber Shipwreck, Deep Six, whenever he comes out in the line, Wetsuit, same thing, and Torpedo. So I got to have a bunch of eels. Tom Finn, pre-order She-Hulk, Whiplash, and Nefaria, Miss Starfire. Like to get the Marvel Legend Iron Man. I don't think you're going to have too hard a time getting them, but yeah. David Thanos, oh man, Transformers was my line back in the day, but man, they take up too much space and they're too much. Oh, I kind of feel you with the price on some of them. Like when they start hitting $90, like, but I feel like when I'm transforming them and fiddling around those legacy, I think that's the style, the $55 ones. I feel like I'm kind of getting my money's worth for them. Not necessarily as much of those $90 ones. Topher Supreme, Yukon. Speaking of brackets, well, yours is still intact if you have them winning. I have them winning too. David Thanos, I wish they'd come out with regular characters instead of 2 army builders, but I get why they did it. Yeah, that would have been nice adding just like another retro character like Flint, but they were definitely characters that people wanted to army build more, so it made sense to put them back out there as fast as possible. 80s Kid, Beachhead and Snow Serpent look cool. Who knows, maybe one day everything will change and Beachhead goes up another rank or 2. You can't. He's always looking up at Flint. Glenn Miller says, I think the best X-Men were the blue and gold teams, the blue being the tactical one, and the gold had all the heavy hitters. See, that's interesting. I suppose you're right, but I felt like those teams are really well balanced. And I think more of probably because of Gambit, Wolverine, Psylocke, and Rogue, the blue team having more of the heavy hitters, and of course Cyclops with his concussion blast, optic blast that could actually literally pack a heavy punch. So I think that's why I think of them more. Like, but I mean, we got Storm, we got Iceman, which I felt was really redundant on that team. But then you couldn't put all of X Factor on Cyclops' squad. And then they got Bishop and Jean. So they've got heavy hitters too. It was a well-balanced team, except for Iceman and Storm. David Thanos, Flint, or Major Blood? Yeah, either one. But you know which one I'm pulling for. Tom Finn, I was putting together a spreadsheet from 2015 to present to present, not present, for the figures I purchased for tax purposes, selling on eBay. Can't believe how cheap figures used to be. Yeah, they were. If you were collecting back in the day, it's like, wow, I was getting Marvel Legends for $7.99 that came with a Build-A-Figure piece. Crazy. Bollywood, For years, I was strictly a Marvel Legends collector, but this past year, I somehow found myself fleshing out a G.I. Joe and Transformers collection. I think I need a 12-step program. Yeah, those rabbit holes are so massive. They could literally sink Optimus Prime in tractor trailer mode. It is once you start, it's like, well, I get this one. And then you catch them on a sale. It's all she wrote. So welcome. I'm Jeff. Glad to see you here with the rest of us, Pollywood, sorry. Couch Citizen. I really want a classic stalker. Yeah, I think he'd be great, especially if they pack on the camouflage a little bit better, throw some brown in that camo because the original one's kind of weak on that front. Like I'm fine with it, but I would totally be down for a retro one, maybe with a younger head sculpt that doesn't always remind me of Keith David, but I'm fine, but I would happily take a new one. All right, so that's out of the way. Let's go to these WrestleMania reveals and we'll make sure I've got all my proper credits. So these pictures come from Ringside Collectibles, my Dane Toys, and there's one other person I want to J Band. There we go. I want to make sure that I got everybody right. Oops. Polly Wood says, I think the current one isn't so bad. It holds up way better than the original Duke and Scarlet. That's true because sheesh, man, Duke and Scarlet are now on the retired Joe classified series shelf along with Firefly and Lady J. Hoping to add some more soon. David Thanos, that Joe line is a deep rabbit hole. I only get retro card and some of the classified are close enough to retro. I'll get them and they feel like they have been doing that. So come on in. There we go. All right, so let's start off with this. The WWE reveals. Let's see which window do I want to use. This one? No, let's go this. All right. Starting off with the classic ECW version of the Dudley Boys. This is one of those deals where I was really upset when they were there. Gosh, when the Shield was still going strong. So you know how long ago that's been. And Mattel did a current modern day version of them. And I was like, come on, what are we doing? We got to get the flashbacks. And they left out so fast. And it just seemed like a wasted opportunity to get classic versions of these guys. So really excited to see Bubba here and Brother Devon all set to. That's cool. We got a table there. So hopefully they both come with tables. I'm really excited about this. They're really starting to build out the ECW roster. We got a Cactus Jack that can easily go there. Of course, we got a few Rob Van Dams. And we got a basic Tommy Dreamer, but he's an easy convert to an elite if you needed to. And then we got this guy. And I'm so hyped to see him, the Sandman. And this figure is awesome. He's got barbed wire, nothing on a board. He literally just has the barbed wire around him. That's awesome. He's got, of course, his Singapore cane and got a cloth t-shirt, which is awesome because, you know, sometimes he would have the shirt off and wrestle without it. So that's great. And he's got the black and white speckled pants. And that's something he would wear a lot. I would love to figure out if somebody's doing t-shirts for ECW figures because there was a really cool Sandman one where he's standing holding the Singapore cane above his head. Love to get a DC Vertigo Sandman t-shirt to go along with him too. He wore that with this combination. He's got some soda, or maybe it's pop cans, or maybe it's some Steve Weisers. Who knows? But this is really cool. And I love the fact that he's got those great accessories. That's not it for Sandman. He's also got a chase with my favorite Sandman attire. No t-shirt shown with this one, but this is a pretty simple one. He wore an ECW red shirt with this. I love to get that full look and really have him fight Cactus Jack because that was one of the big rivalries in ECW in 95. But I'm really happy to see that he's got a chase. Not sure which is which, but that's exciting to see that version of him. Then, of course, with his Monday Night Wars Series 3, Rob Van Dam, we've got more ECW figures en route. I would love to see the franchise Shane Douglas coming in here really soon. A Sabu, if possible. I know Taz is not an option right now, but I feel like they're doing really well in terms of getting us some real ECW luminaries. Then we got tag teams revealed more. The Headbangers, Mosh, Mosh, and Thrasher with old school WWF title belts. They've got cloth t-shirts and cloth skirts, which is nice. That's really cool. And their head sculpts look really awesome. So I think these figures turn out really nice. More to add to your Attitude collection. That's nice and fun. The Bushwhackers rocking their Survivor Series 93 Doink makeup. I'm going to assume hopefully they come with alternate head sculpts for how they look in real life most of the time, because that otherwise that's not worth it, but a really cool addition there. Then we got a 4-pack of SmackDowns, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Booker T from the grocery store brawl. You can get that carton of milk to Kurt Angle, and then John Cena and Eddie Guerrero. So everybody's got cloth shirts, street gear galore with this set. That's pretty fun. It'll be up for pre-order tomorrow on Target. Then we got Ricochet rocking a very cool Optimus Prime attire. I really get a lot of modern guys, but I'm going to buy this figure simply because he's got the Optimus look. Then we got another set of Monday Night Wars figures coming. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin with the shirt he was wearing after he got arrested, going after Vince McMahon. I always love this shirt. This is a really cool one, so got that now coming. Then we've also got Diamond Dallas Page in his jeans attire with rib tape, something he was wearing all the time in 98. So that is fun to see him actually rocking this. New head sculpt, very cool. More legends coming. We've got, let's see here, an Ultimate Edition, Dusty Rhodes, Ultimate Edition Vader, 3 minute warning, Captain Lou, Real American Video, Hulk Hogan, Big Bubba Rogers with the UWF title, Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 8 or 7, one of the two, and a repainted, actual corrected skin tone Farouk, which is awesome. We got Kurt Angle coming and Jim the Anvil Neidhart in his new Foundation gear. I don't know if we're ever going to get this team completed because Owen Hart's the other member, but this is really fun and a cool variant to get of him. Coliseum Collection, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. They both look really good. Excited about them. Here's another look at the dragon, the fire-breathing dragon with removable headband, which is like the first time ever. Very excited about that. We've got Gunther or Walter. I'm not even sure which way he's called nowadays. I think it's Gunther. Ultimate Edition, really kind of simple and basic for him, but I think that's all you needed. Nice looking figure for him. Then we got Seth Rollins as the Flaming Cheetos Demon or something. This is a really intricate outfit. It's kind of cool. Works well with Seth's super trolling gimmick persona these days. And they really put a lot of work into this thing. I mean, this is a wild outfit and really good stuff. And we've got a better, serious Seth Rollins head sculpt. And I think it's a really fun variant. I don't know if I'll get it though. Then we got John Cena and got his Never Give Up. This is more of a modern one. I'm always down for cloth outfit Cena's, and it's a really cool look. Don't like these modern hair piece deals for Cena, but whatever. I like the outfit, so I'll probably get that because I'm always down for the Cena figures. Then we got the Outsiders, Ringside Collectibles exclusives. They look really good. And this is basically a repaint of the Scott Hall or the Razor Ramon figure that we got, but this is fine. That's all we really needed. A different version of Kevin Nash. That looks good. So it'll be good to get those guys in Ultimate Edition form. Then Vader from his WCW run, and this is an Ultimate Edition figure I'm very excited about because he was definitely one of the more agile big men. And with the butterfly shoulders, that means he is going to put down some major pain with his power bombs. But I think for me, the biggest, the craziest showing outside of Sandman was this, the lowrider. So all your friends can actually ride in the lowrider. It comes with a Rey Mysterio, but he is getting ditched pronto. So I can put Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero in there. And I don't know where I'm going to put it on my display. Not worrying about that, but this is so cool and an absolutely great addition to the Wreckers line. We got an ambulance, got like a tow truck with a wrecking ball. This is really awesome. So I'm very happy to see that from Mattel. All right, let's see here. What are y'all saying about that? Sean Russell artwork. Hello, what's going on? Starfire will be mine, sir. It's out of stock, but I got mine ordered in 10 minutes. Congratulations. Testify. Yes. Hollywood. Oh man, I cannot start getting into wrestling action figures. No way. 3 decades worth of people to hunt down. But the good thing, Mattel has done a really good job in terms of getting popular characters back in rotation. So if you just want to get like 10 or 20 main guys, you could do that without too much hassle, not having to spend too much on the aftermarket to get figures. There's some they don't have the license to anymore that you are going to have to pay a lot more for, but you can make out pretty well if you came in late with it. Thank you. Appreciate that link for the shirts. So 16 Anarchists. Man, Hasbro, please give us a yellow jacket. David Thanos. Love those bushwhackers. Whoa. So I'm watching old school wrestling. Portland and Roddy Piper and Rick Martel are teaming up and going against Buddy Rose and the Sheep Herders. And it's great. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but if you can, or if you're interested in watching like a fully formed hot rod way back before he comes to Georgia, before he comes to the WWF, check it out. It's really cool, especially seeing him team up with Rick Martel before he started preening and checking out his face all the time in the mirror. Felix, wow, those old school WWF figures look insane. They do. They have done great work with the likenesses now, and it's like, wow, it's photorealistic. And the accessories they're including are really well done too. And just loving how they've done with the line lately. Tom Finn, it's funny how Vince made the Bushwhackers kid friendly. They were brutal in territory. They were. I mean, just so much blood, and they were just licking fans' faces. It was like, this is so weird. They were wild and crazy back then. David Thanos, I like the Vader, but the Legends Vader from back in the day still holds up. Talking about the one with the cloak. I love that one too. Yeah, we're not going to see a Chris Benoit figure, probably would. No, not at all. Doc Avengers. I saw some WWE lady in a black skirt. She looks like she would make a great suited stunner or Kingpin secretary. Yeah. They're that's a very good point. Oh, maybe you're talking about Miss Hancock. Let's see here. There you go. Are you referring to this figure here? And I think she would work fine if this is the one you're talking about, because I think that's who you're referring to. But they make for great civilian figures. So if you see any suited ones, they play along just fine. Maybe slightly taller compared to your superheroes, but it's fine. Just hunch them down a little bit, they'll fit in just fine. Roberts, Infinite Realms, Outsiders, and Sandman are a must-have for me. I mean, your Sandman may take forever until Enter Sandman finishes playing before arriving on your shelf, but he'll get there. Henry G. I don't collect wrestling figures, but I'm glad to see collectors are being done right. Figures look so good. I'm tempted to jump in, but wouldn't know where to start. So much stuff already came and went. Depends on what era you liked. I can help you out on that. Hit me up. Excuse me. Lefty Two Lions, BK, what's going on? Late to the party. Hope everyone is having a good week. Having a great one. How about you? Boris Mortis, do I think they'll ever make a Buff Bagwell figure? I don't see why they couldn't or wouldn't. He's still around. So if there's interest from them, and I feel like he's gotten his life back on track. I feel like maybe his retirement activities were kind of scaring them away, but I don't see any reason why they wouldn't, based on some of the other people they've signed. So hopefully, I like to see Buff from his NWO days, pretty American males, maybe in stars and stripes. And so we get a Patriot and one with his team with Two Cold Scorpio. Lots of reasons to get him. Oh yeah, the Mastodon helmet was a great figure. Very well done too. They've done really well with Vader with all of his figures. So no complaints for me with him and what they've done on that front. All right, let's take a look at non-wrestling figures. Today, the pre-orders went up for the Joker Mobile, and this looks wild. I mean, we saw this previewed last week when McFarlane was like, "Here's the stuff I've got at WonderCon," and this looks really fun. I'm very curious about that back seat and if it'll be able to fit anyone. If so, that's going to be really awesome to pack in a lot of characters, a lot of figures in there. Maybe the top pops off, but the front of the Joker Mobile is awesome. It seems like you could fit another figure in there. At least I hope so. And it lights up, which is great. That's very fun. And they make sure to note figures sold separately. And so you can kind of get a sense of the scale. I don't really remember how well that articulation is, but it seems like Joker's jacket could allow him to sit in there if I'm reading that articulation point properly. We see Riddler actually sitting down and not Joker, which would be a terrible design flaw if he can't actually sit in the Joker mobile. But yeah, these pictures is showing Joker sitting down, which is kind of worrisome. And I feel like if you're going to do this at all, he's still not sitting. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a little bit worrisome. This set's $60 set. The Joker mobile is $60, but I'm going to need to see somebody having Joker actually sit down in the Joker mobile for it to be worth it. David Thanos has some advice for you, Henry. Start with the Ultimate Edition line. The best thing, the older Ultimates are coming out again. The best thing is that the older Ultimates are coming out again, so you don't have to pay up. Yeah, they're putting out a Rock, greatest hits, Batista and him. So yeah, you definitely do that. Vin Doom, Jeff, I'm surprised nobody's made a Neil Gaiman Sandman in the endless figure line. I figured that would be something that McFarlane would want to tackle, but maybe, oh, yeah, I guess he and Neil Gaiman don't really get along, so probably not going to see those. But didn't they do I mean, they have a Netflix show. Maybe they do them off of those. Maybe someone like 3-0 could do those figures and do their outfits really well. David Thanos says, or if you're into older stuff, look into the Legends line or Greatest Hits Legends, which are easy to get at Target. And most of them you could wait because they go to clearance. Every time there's a new Legends line, the old one goes to clearance. So that is absolutely true and something you could basically set your watch to with the way they do it. All right. So last thing on the news, I suppose, is Mr. Zaz. And I know I posted this earlier this week, and people were like, why is this version here? And it was like, because this is the version from Nightfall. Todd has been hard at work taking care of Nightfall, doing more of those characters, those looks. I can't believe he actually got the eyes down. I mean, they had that weird triangle thing sticking out. This is actually really super comic accurate for him. I know people were like, hey, is he carving the name of his people, his victims in Sharpie? Yeah, I don't feel like Todd really should devote the resources, the tooling to making scar marks on Mr. Zaz. He's cool. He's fine to me as a character, but I mean, if he's going to put extra work on somebody, I'd rather it be Hawkman, Green Arrow, Black Canary, etc. This dude's fine with me with a blank body and just the scar marks done in paint. I do think it's funny. It's weird. I don't know what kind of access he has to DC, but he still is using the wrong cards. You can see this one has the bald head sculpt, and I don't understand why. He just can't find the actual image from the art from the figure he's using. Anyway, I really like this figure. I think he did a really good job. He's got a knife because knives for a serial killer are okay, but guns, no, 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 we can't have those with our figures. So very weird on that front. And he is $22.99, still available. And she's hate to do this. One of you guys told me that the shipping wasn't too terrible, $7, which is fair what Amazon or other places would charge you for one figure. So I'm interested in picking this guy up because I think he did a good job. And again, he was involved in Nightfall, one of my favorite Batman stories. So I'm very excited about getting this guy. All right, so let's see. What all did you think? 80s kid, the guy looks cool. He fits in. I mean, that's what he looked like in the comic book. And they didn't do scar marks in the comic. That's basically how it looked there. So it's not off. Henry G. Yeah, I'm that WWF, WCW classic era, WCW classic era. I picked up a few of those Ultimate Editions, figured that was a good place to start. Yeah, because they have butterfly shoulders, which are like a game changer in terms of wrestling articulation because you can pull off the moves so much easier, so much better with them. And when you have figures that don't, it's kind of like, it's cool, I guess, but it kind of spoils you. And you really want all of them to have that. 80s kid. I used to have one of the issues in Nightfall. The style of Nightfall reminds me of 89 movie just a bit. Um, yeah, I can see that. You've got to read the whole story if you've only read one issue of it. Tom Finn. So female figures turn boys into serial killers, but figures of actual serial killers, who knew? Legacy Lions. Ordered Zaz yesterday and canceled it today. $30 including the shipping wasn't too bad, but the figure is missing some detail. Just seems very basic. What kind of detail did you want to see with them? Because I feel like that's very true to how he looked in Nightfall. And I understand if you wanted him to look more realistic, but that is comic book accurate. No, I understood what you were saying. Yeah. All right. So I put this question out to you guys because earlier this week, I did a video talking about Marvel Legends, and I was really excited about what they've done in the first quarter alone of 2024. They've given us enough figures. I'm trying to see if I still have my notes in terms of my top 10. Yeah. So they've got enough figures already that they've revealed, released in some cases that I can put together a pretty solid top 10 of 2024 from the first quarter alone. And I said they've got Giant Man, the HasLab, that amazing looking Wasp, Nick Fury, not the junior, the regular, not junior, the regular senior edition in that Shield 3 pack. Then there's Baron Zemo. It's fantastic. She-Hulk, that's five already. Count of Fairy, of course. Whiplash looks really good. Any of these Iron Man figures because they would count to, excuse me, the Crystar, Vision, Black Panther, Sabretooth, of course, Angel. I've already gone past 10. Marvel versus Capcom, Cable, the Daredevil, Kazar, Kid Wolfsbane. And I put out the question, is this going to be the year where Marvel Legends is the top line of 2024? And some of y'all were like, no chance. No. And I made sure to very specifically state it was 2024. I wasn't going back from the history of Marvel Legends, just what they've done this year compared to what other people are doing for this year. How do they match up? And I stated JoJo Classified series is the winners. It's the man, as Ric Flair would say, until they get dethroned. But I feel like this year, the Marvel Legends team is really doing some solid work to provide some better and stronger competition for them, where I felt like it was G.I. Joe and nobody else. And I kind of felt like maybe this is the time where we get some competition. And some of you all in the comments were like, there's no chance. Jada Toys is way better. And I was like, well, wow. I know Jada Toys is doing amazing stuff with Mega Man. They're doing great stuff with Street Fighter, but I haven't even done 10 figures this year. And sure, better quality over quantity is probably a good way to go, but I gave more than 10 Marvel Legends figures that I think are really exceptional from what we've seen and other people have gotten their hands on. So I was kind of confused about that. So it led me to think, well, it feels like, and of course, there are people bashing the decisions from the Hasbro Marvel Legends team. I'm like, yeah, some are fair, but then some are just like, gosh, I feel like y'all are holding old biases against them for what they're doing right now, which I think is turning the corner and giving us stuff that we wanted. We wanted teams completed. Yeah, they got that bogus Fantastic Four team with Franklin and Valeria done, but we finally got X Factor knocked out. They're giving us more members of the Masters of Evil with Baron Zemo, getting more the Jeff Johns Avengers team with Iron Man Mark 20, She-Hulk, the black and gold Black Panther, and this latest Falcon, the modern Falcon. So they're starting to respond to what we wanted. And we're getting a Warbird later this year, getting Destiny and Mystique to finish the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants Take 2. So it seems like a lot of stuff we were complaining about, saying, hey, stop with all these ridiculous MCU stuff. They've done that. But it led me to the thought of like, wow, okay. It seems like some lines people just aren't going to win. The teams are never going to win. And I felt that even more so with the WWE Mattel reveals today. And people were griping so much in the comments. And I was like, it's day one. They're going to show some more stuff, but what they've shown already is really good. And it made me think that some lines are just not appreciated. They're just, people are going to hate and criticize and nitpick at all the problems and go, yeah, this is terrible. But they're overlooking some of the great stuff these lines and specific figures are providing for their collections. So I'm going to put it out to you guys. What are some of the lines that you think are most underrated, underappreciated, and why? All right. So I put it out there. Let's see what y'all have to say on it. All right. So on eyes, maybe texture scars, extra hands, and an alternate head sculpt. It didn't feel substantial. Comic accurate, but the box is too light. Yeah, I feel like his some of the accessories always kind of lack with him. Henry G. I agree, Jeff. Marvel Legends has come out swinging this year. Some really good stuff. I just think it's trendy to hate on the Marvel Legends team these days. Some of the criticism was fair over the past few years. Absolutely. And I was right there talking about some of the issues. They weren't completing teams they started. And yeah, we still need to finish X Force, just one team member left. Thunderbolts need to get finished. New Warriors need to get finished. X Factor version or second costume need to get finished. But if they continue on this path, they're going to roll and do some stuff on there. Kazar and Zabu getting done in the same set was great. Chode and Corsair getting done in the same set as well. That was smart thinking. And I feel like they're doing more things that are smart as opposed to those, why are you doing this decisions we've seen them make in the past? Because that was really frustrating, especially as the prices were raising. I feel like now we're all settled into $24.99, and sure, we can play the clearance game and hope for the best. But if they stay at $24.99, I want to see them do some better stuff. And I feel like they've done better stuff with a lot of these figures this year. And lately, they're hitting on all cylinders. Right. I'm right there with you. Judge Dreads, what's up, bro? What's up, man? Doc Avenger. If they had upped their game on heads and power effects, they did fumble the ball. Let me make sure. Let me read that again. If they had upped their game on heads and power effects, they did fumble the ball on the 1 yard line with a tombstone head. Tombstone head. What's wrong with it? Otherwise, it would have been a touchdown. They're doing good. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you. Doc Avenger. That Icarus looks really good too. Right. I forgot to put Icarus down, and he really does look like a winner. Tom Finn, Hasbro is obviously trying a lot harder. It's appreciated, and I'm voting with my dollars. I already pre-ordered more in quarter 1 than I thought I would the entire year. Right. And I feel like this is the time where, Hasbro's in some flux. They had some layoffs of people. This is the time to go, atta boy, atta girl, atta team. You're doing what we wanted. And, everybody's financial situations, whatever. But this is the time to go, yes, keep doing what you're doing, pre-order and all that good stuff. And say, yeah, this is how you should be doing it. I'm not going to pay $25 plus tax for these figures that are missing basic elements. But if you do figures like some of these ones we're starting to see this year, Jack-o'-lantern's another one, then yeah, okay. I feel like I'm not getting ripped off. Never felt like I've had a G.I. Joe Classified Series figure was like, I didn't get my $19.99 worth. I didn't get my $22.99 worth. I didn't get my $24.99 worth. Anything, I'm thinking, wow, you guys are killing it. Shh. But I understand it's their license, so they got more leeway to put more into accessories. But I think with Marvel Legends, they're doing better on that front. 1216 Erica says, Henry G, I feel the same way. I think the Marvel Legends team is really starting to realize we want those teams finished. Yes. Boris Mortis says they're doing really, really well this year, but not peak. For me, that was a Juggernaut and Apocalypse wave. I see that's interesting because I feel like looking back at those waves was like, cool. There was that excitement, no doubt, because finally the X-Men were back in the fold. And let me see here if I can pull this up really fast, because I was looking through my checklist of Marvel Legends and just like, all right, well, let me see if this year is really as good as it seemed to me compared to some of these other years. And Juggernaut Wave. Let me see. So that was 2016 when that came out, and then not Abomination. You said Apocalypse. That was 2018. So let's see. That was 2000. Yeah, 16 to 18. And that was just for those of you who want a real quick refresher. I'm gonna pull this up instead of just doing this for my own. So 2016, we had the Build-A-Figure Absorbing Man wave, Onslaught wave, MCU Giant Man, Space Knight Venom, Abomination, Juggernaut, Dormammu, Walgreen exclusive, Namor, Punisher. 2017 was Sandman, Build-A-Figure, Titus, Warlock, Mantis, Man-Thing, that's Marvel Knights Focus Wave, Gladiator, Hulk, Vulture Wings, Retro Series, Invisible Woman, starting a Fantastic Four up again. And then 2018 was Build-A-Figure Okoye, Thanos, Lizard, Sasquatch, Apocalypse, Deluxe, Archangel, SPDR, Sauron, really good figure, Venom, Marvel Studios' first 10 years, Ultimate Riders, and finishing off the Fantastic Four. So I think that was a good run, but I think it was a lot of excitement because, yes, we finally got the X-Men. And now they're doing better versions of those same X-Men figures we were so excited about back then. So I kind of feel like they're doing better. Ryan Daly. I think the Indiana Jones line was underappreciated, although I only got a few once they were discounted. So I feel like reading what people were saying about that line, they were upset that certain characters weren't getting made, and it felt like they were never going to get done. And if you're going to do an Indiana Jones line, why do it and not include those characters? But they do look good, and especially if you want to flesh out some civilians in the background, they do really well on that front. Tom Finn, even the figures characters I'm not interested in look really good. Decision making is much, much better. I agree. Judge Dreads, putting Sabretooth in a 2-pack tells me they are still up to their old corporate tricks. All right. So, what were the so for the 60th anniversary of Wolverine, and this is that year. Last year with the Avengers, they did 2-packs, so wasn't a lot of single card figures. We got Doctor Doom and Captain Marvel. We got Black Knight and Cersei. We got the 5-pack of the West Coast Avengers, Thor and Destroyer. Lots of 5-packs, Hawkeye and the Sky Cycle. I think they figured that format works out pretty well for them, so they do more 2-packs with the Wolverine anniversary set. So it's not taking up a whole wave, and they can do it this way. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with those 2-packs with Wolverine because, I don't know how well Landry would sell. I don't know how well Brood Wolverine would sell. I don't know how well Lady Mandarin would sell. So I feel like that was a good way to get these other figures out there. And I don't think these Wolverine variants are terrible. Much like the Iron Man retro wave where it's 3 viable armors that are worth getting. I think the same with these Wolverine ones. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten the Brood one, but that's a pretty cool looking figure. And they put work into it. And I don't know if they were cheap, lousy repaints, then I would be right there with you. But I think they put the work into these figures. And that means a whole lot more than, oh man, we got to throw in some Wolverine variants in this Wolverine anniversary wave. G Brew. I don't think a lot of the criticism of the Marvel Legends team was fair. Disney obviously is going to mandate some figure ways to support their MCU blockbusters. Yeah, and I think they were kind of hamstrung because they weren't necessarily getting the most up-to-date movie looks, so they were designing figures based off of old designs. And then it was like, shoot, now we've got to go back and waste/spend more time getting the screen accurate version of these figures. So the collectors were like, nah, that's not what he looked like in the movie. Feel obliged to buy it. And then they go, you should release this in the first place. And so they do have some wild stuff, and clearly not all this stuff is their fault. I definitely think that not having MCU or a lot of MCU movies has helped them tremendously this year. Doc Avenger, showed is great that they did them, but a little more effort. Yeah, I mean, that would have been better for sure, but I understood why they use that base body. G Bruce says the lack of MCU projects aside from X-Men 97 and Deadpool Wolverine has really helped the Marvel Legends team give us more comic stuff. And they're taking advantage of it too. It's not a bunch of bogus repaints, so that's definitely helped. Ryan says, my wife bought a new car 2 hours before Hasbro's WonderCon panel and hit me with the we need to be more careful about our spending this year. So no Dinobots are fair for me. I am sorry, because yeah, that talk is never fun. And hopefully the fair will stay around. I feel like maybe it's more of a price point like the Trouble Bubble. So maybe it'll stick around and won't sell out as fast as a Vamp. I do think the Vamp was a top 5 most wanted Joe vehicle, and people were like, I've got to have this. I've got a Joe Classified Series collection. I don't know if people were like that with the ferrets. So hopefully, when fortunes change for you, you can still get it later on down the road. Jake, the wrestling fan, wants to know if I could create an elite line and had 6 spots. Who would I pick? I mean, anyone? Let me see. Off the top of my head, let's see. With characters and figures that actually have access to, and not anything that I would love to see based on my imaginary wish list. Um, I Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Ted DiBiase from their Mid South days. I'd like to see different variations of characters that we've already seen already. Um, hmm, I feel like they've done a lot with a lot of these guys. Let's see, who else would I think would be interesting to do? Um, Jeez, so you're gonna make me cheat. All right. Well, I mean, the Steiner brothers, they've got them. So Steiner brothers, and I feel like we're gonna see them tomorrow or at some point during WrestleMania weekend, but preferably how they looked in their WCW NWA era. And on that same front, I would love to see a Varsity Club Mike Rotundo. That would be another one. So that's 5. You said 6. Who else would I put in there in this slot then? Let's see. Who else would I like to see? Got Blue Bloods basically with Steve Regal. Um, I have to think about my 6th one just a little bit longer. Stay tuned. Oh, that's right. We don't have an Ultimate Edition Dusty Rhodes. That was the quick off the top of my head once. Isn't Marvel 85? I have no idea. I don't keep up with Marvel's anniversaries. They have too many, but maybe. Ryan says, I'm actually okay with this. I needed a reason not to collect the Dinobots, which I like but never loved. And it may sound crazy, but I'm not wild about that ferret and driver. It's not crazy. I mean, if you're not wild about it, you shouldn't buy it. I mean, if it's not like, yes, I want that. If it's then always wait till clearance. But if it's kind of on the fence, stay on the side of not buying it. So Judge Dredd's only bought the 2-pack Thorn Destroyer. Yeah, I mean, that's what you wanted. So, I mean, I think they did a really good job with the ones that you did not get. But if that's the only one you got, there you go. G Brew, I think the Ghostbusters Plasma series was very underrated. I bought all of the retail figures for the first film. I just wish they had gone deeper. We needed Janine, Lewis, Slimer. Did they not do Slimer? That's wild. Not good. Ryan, only pre-ordered Neo Classic Iron Man and Shulky, hoping I can get the rest down the road. I feel like you will be able to. I don't see anyone besides maybe Neferi and Whiplash being harder to get based on people really wanting them, but I think you'll be okay. Black Void, what's up? They're doing well, but it's not peak Marvel Legends. When was peak Marvel Legends? They still have some bad figures and overall quality. It's still bad. Like, what are they using that horrible metallic plastic on their Iron Man? I don't. Okay. I would love to know when peak Marvel Legends was, because I feel like the last few years we're getting better figures than the ones we got back in the day. So I feel like there are a lot of people asking for newer versions of older characters like Bucky and Cap, says 80s hit from the 90s, because we already have Bucky and a Captain America. But yeah, they definitely need to be improved on. Doc Avenger. Who's this? Who is the girl that's supposed to control Sabretooth? No clue. That's who should have been included with Tooth instead of another Cowboy Logan. In the Logan Wolverine anniversary wave, I feel like that's where everybody is like, Why are we getting Wolverine figures in the anniversary of Wolverine? I mean, he's the centerpiece of that thing. I don't think any of these characters outside of Sabretooth are getting done released separately without the tie-in, the connection to Wolverine. And yeah, we've gotten a slew of Wolverine figures, but there was a point, maybe even pre-peak Marvel Legends, where we weren't getting any Wolverine or any mutant figures. So I kind of feel like, yeah, we gotta deal with the Wolverine figures to get other figures and characters that we want. David says, thank you for pulling the plug on some of the DC multiverse to focus on the Spider-Man animated series line. Well, there you go. I mean, if you're thinking about it, just drop it. Cause I feel like you're gonna be happier getting what you really want, as opposed to just kind of whatever. Just go Spider-Man. G Bruce says, I bought the Logan Sabretooth 2-pack for Creed, but that Logan ended up being my favorite figure in the pack. Got him posed chilling with a beer. It's perfect. Yeah, that's another thing. Avengers card game Logan. Great use for that figure. But he looks fun. Glenn Miller says, oh, heck yeah. Marvel Legends will be number one. I mean, and really, I have no pennies on which one is the best figure line of 2024. All I really care about is getting great figures from all the lines that I collect. But I think Marvel Legends kind of dialed in. The team is actually doing more of what I want to see from them and living up to their potential, as opposed to me going, no, this is wrong, that's wrong too. So they're getting there. Henry G says 2-packs are a way to move obscure characters. I question a comment of it being a trick because it's your choice to buy or not. Pretty clear up front. And these 2-packs make sense. Yeah, I mean, it's just this would, I mean, it's a Wolverine anniversary. I mean, that's the whole thing. And we're gonna get these characters. I know we're like, why wouldn't everyone want a Lilandra figure? Because she won't sell. And Lady Mandarin, yeah, there's probably other characters that would have slotted in there, but that is based off of a comic book arc. It's kind of significant if you're an Outback X-Men fan. You can see why that would be a viable, let's put it in here choice. And the Ninja Wolverine looks pretty cool, and they updated it well enough that I think that one is another cool inclusion. Great mood. If they, I mean, I was trying to limit it to figures, characters they had access to, excuse me, that I knew. I could run through 6 really fast. I'd go franchise, Sabu. I'd go with the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, done. I would go with Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, Crusher Khrushchev, um, David Von Erich, Mike Von Erich, Buddy Roberts, done again. I mean, that's easy based off of not having a contract, not being announced or whatever. I could come up with 50 really quickly, but to try to play within the rules or my self-imposed rules, that's what I did with that one. Northern Nomad, what's going on? James Green, I think 2024 is the year for WWE tag team figures. I'm for it because there are lots of tag teams. We're getting a new Harlem Heat with a chase. Hopefully, both versions will be easy to find. We're getting Imperium. We're getting the Headbangers. Hopefully, the Steiner Brothers. We're getting the Outsiders in the Ultimate Edition form. So it's a lot of tag teams and more Usos. So this is good. Snake Eyes says the most underrated thing is the Hasbro team not doing any of the Marvel video games. I don't think that is their. I mean, they just gave us the Marvel versus Capcom cable. I don't think it's something they can do. Like, I mean, they can give us a Ryu or Chun Li. That's Jada Toys, so they can only do so much. When they're doing War Machine, Iron Man, Cable, Spider Man, Wolverine, they fit in just fine with that roster. I don't know what else. Who else would you want to see from that video game line that they haven't done? Northern Nomad, I just ordered that Ronin, the Accuser figure off Hasbro Pulse. You got him on that outlet sale too. Nice. Boris Mortis says, yeah, Birdie. Yeah, 2-pack of Sabretooth and Birdie would be Marvel versus Capcom greatness. And they, yeah, I don't think they can do anything with Capcom. Like, they didn't even mention Marvel versus Capcom during the live stream. When they showed Cable, they were like, yeah, this is Cable from a certain popular video game that you all requested. So I don't think they can even say the words Capcom. So we're not going to see that kind of branding, but they have knocked out a lot of those characters from it. Jeeper, look at that 2017 Jim Lee Cyclops and then compare it to the updates we've had lately and tell me it's better. Seriously. That I can quickly do. I can go to my X-Men from 2017 Cyclops, and yes, I mean, it was so much work to keep those darn straps up. And it was just like, why are y'all doing this to me? So this is 2017 from the figures I picked up. All right, so that's Cyclops. He's scrawny. This new one is way better than that one. So yeah, it's just not even a contest for me. Hollywood says, did anyone else get notification of the Outback Autobot 5-pack? Clearly, I'm hungry. 5-pack shipping this week. And does anyone here have either the YOLO Park Prime or Megatron? I think so. Ryan says, I don't collect Mezco, but everyone should always be praising the classic Spider-Man and Green Goblin. So that makes them underappreciated. They do look really good. Robert says, I just don't like 2-packs overall. Sometimes they work, but Hasbro is overdoing it in most cases. Okay. I think this is one of those situations where if you like both characters, it's fine. Like I wanted the 90s version of Black Knight and Cersei. Thor and Destroyer made a lot of sense to me. Captain Marvel and Secret Wars Doctor Doom worked. So I guess if you are like, I don't want to buy this other figure, it's just kind of how it is. G Brew. I think Fang costume Wolverine may have been more logical than Brood Logan with Lilandra. That said, I want that Brood Logan. Yeah, but would you have wanted them to do the tooling to make a shorter Logan in the Fang costume? As I know we got a Fang figure, but he's too tall to be Wolverine. You got to really hunch him down to make that work. I would have preferred any of the Imperial Guard with Lilandra than Brood Logan, but yeah, I mean I get what you're saying, but yeah, I don't know. I hope he is on a Legends deal. And hopefully we'll see him this weekend, David. That'd be great. And all the versions, starting off with Great American Bash 87, not 87, 89 Great Muda. Doc Avenger says, I think what is when people see Mayfax and Mezco doing what they do with heads, hands, and power effects, they want Marvel Legends stuff with their game. But you're paying so much more for Mezco. I'm like, you're paying $100 for a Mezco figure, and it better have more hands and heads and accessories than a $25 figure. And same deal with Mayfax. You're paying, let's say, 60. So that's whatever, however many times more than Marvel Legends, especially the price keeps escalating. But if I'm paying more, I want more. Like, I'm not comparing a Mezco figure to a Hot Toys figure because in most cases you're paying 150, maybe even 200 more. Like, I shouldn't go, the Mezco figure needs to step his game up because this Hot Toys figure is so much better. Like, that's not fair to Mezco. I think if you're going to compare it to the $25 Marvel Legends, it's not quite the same thing. Like, if you want to go DC Multiverse, which is $24.99 when it comes with a Build-A-Figure piece, to a 6-inch Marvel Legend at $24.99, that's a fair comparison. But if you go, well, this Marvel Legends isn't as great as a $90 or $150 figure, it shouldn't be. Because I can't go to Target and buy Mezco figures or Walmart and be disappointed that they don't have the latest Mayfax figure. But they do have, in some cases, in a good Walmart case, they will have a Marvel Legends figure. So, it's like that would be great if they could do that for $25, but I don't think that's realistic. Oh man, we do need a Haku figure for sure. They will re-release figures eventually. It's just kind of those, do I want to wait? How big an improvement is it going to be? And it's really a case of, in those 2-packs, do I want the other figure? And if so, it's a wash because I wanted the other figure. In a lot of cases, like I'm talking about this blaster, the improvements of that solo version aren't enough for me to justify buying it all over again. Excuse me. Vin Doom, Blackheart from Marvel vs. Capcom. All right, so one figure. They have one figure left to do. So it's not like they've been neglecting doing the Marvel vs. Capcom figures. They just haven't got a Blackheart yet. You want a Snake Eyes? Snake Eyes wants a Spider-Man 2-pack with Venom and Craven. You want a 3-pack? So you want Spider-Man and Venom or Craven and Venom? With Spider-Man. Let me know. Randall G. I'm getting the ultimate Dusty Rhodes, bought Mr. Zaz, Swoop, Joker Mobile. It is sad to live in a world where Star Wars has become such a lackluster brand. It's weird because not I just, someone pointed out that Revenge of the Sith's 20th anniversary is next year. So hopefully they'll start bringing in some more stuff. Firstly, they also have the Black Series Padme and young little Annie now up and available. So those are some figures you can buy if you like the prequels. Patrick, I want that new She-Hulk. Me too. Tover Supreme. The good thing about 2-packs is they go on clearance more often. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing was I was fine paying for those figures at the standard price, but then they dropped them to like 50% off. I was like, well, I gotta buy them now. So yeah. Jeeber, that Bucky Cap body never worked for Cyclops after the classic 70s and 80s look. And I'd argue it didn't work then because that mold was getting overused even back in 2017. And yeah, I'm hoping that we get a better version of the Burn Cochran version on one of these newer bodies so I can retire all of my Bucky Cap Cyclops figures. Devin says, what's up, Devin? I'm having a lot of fun with Marvel Legends. Mr. Fix It, so fun. Angel looks great next to his evil version. Jack o' Lanterns is old school Spidey fun. That Ronin is a good figure also. That's what I'm talking about. Glad to hear you're enjoying them. 80s Kid, triathlon would be so cool. Where is he? Where's Scarlet Centurion? On the list of figures still to be done. David Thanos, I need to get this off my chest. I missed the old camera where I got to see Red Tornado and Batman. I mean, I could swing it around if you want to see him. But yeah, I'll mess around and trigger up how this looks. Thank you for the feedback, though. Judge Dress, I don't mind paying for a definitive figure. I pay $100 for third party all the time and never regret it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So if that's your mindset, of course, these $25 figures from Hasbro are rarely going to cut it for you when you can get a definitive $100 figure. And if that's your case, then that's the route to go. And yeah, I mean, these Marvel Legends are not going to get it done for you at all. Jacob, the wrestling fan, says my list of people who could have a chance of actually happening would be a new McIntyre. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see him. Viking Raiders, Valhalla, the Great Muta, and Barry Horowitz. I mean, we had the Goon and James Ellsworth, so why not Barry? I don't know. I would love to get a Barry Horowitz figure. G-Brew, I think Disney is a problem with Star Wars merch. It seems to me they're mandating the Hasbro focus their energy on the Disney era Star Wars. I want to blame Disney on some of that, but Hasbro's Star Wars team is kind of making some mistakes as well. Like when they have an opportunity, when there's a chance to do something, I don't feel like they're taking advantage of it like they should. 80s Kids said it'd be really cool if we get a DVD line for Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I guess we couldn't get a VHS line for them, but the packaging wouldn't work that way. I mean, I'd be down for Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero figures for sure. All right, well, I think, let me see here. Oops. Boris Morris says, you know what? There should be a third-party Marvel Legends company. We would get Mandarin and Mephisto right away. Yeah, I still need to do that Mandarin video. I mean, that's just how it is with some of this stuff. They're like Man-Ape, we're not gonna get some of these figures. And Mephisto, probably pretty dicey. I feel like McFarlane would actually do it. I mean, he had Sabak on Target shelves, so I don't know if it's a matter of there's no way they could make that happen. It's just how they can do it. I mean, Hasbro Pulse eliminates any problems in terms of, oh no, my impressionable 6-year-old saw this character. And that didn't have to be a case. I don't think it'd be a real issue with Mephisto, at least. G-Brew, I purged all the Bucky Cap body figures from my collection. I got the Mezco Classic Cyclops. Quite happy with it, but obviously I'll buy any Cyclops figure the Marvel Legends team wants to give us. David Thanos would love a legend set of all jobbers. Barry Horowitz, Brooklyn Brawler must be in there for sure. Hall of Fame jobbers. Judge Dreads, I'd rather buy Marvel Select from my Marvel Fix. Yeah, they're solid too. Good options. Just definitely not as many figures as Marvel Legends provide us. All right, well, I think that's all the discussion. Oh, hey, guy. What's up, Jason Louse? What's up, bro? I think Marvel Legends will come up with a decent villains lineup by the end of the year. We've got some really good ones so far. We've got Baron Zemo, Arnim Zola, Whiplash, Count Nefaria, Destiny, Mystique. Who else do we have? Jack o' Lantern, Tombstone. Let me see. We'll roll through this list. Who else is here? Goblin Queen, Sabretooth. Yeah, I mean, they've done a lot. Power Princess. So they've gotten a really good set of villains. Hopefully we get some more though. I'm always down for more bad guys. Venom and Craven. I mean, they're not, I mean, they haven't done any of the villains from the video game except for Mr. Negative and one of his goons. I don't know if we'll get those guys. Thank you, Sabretooth. So yeah, they've done a really good job in terms of getting villains out so far. Hopefully we get more though. All right, well, everybody, thank you as always for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all watching. Keep working on my video access and setup so you can see all the cool figures behind me and all that good stuff. But I appreciate the discussion. Love your passion as always and your respect for everybody in the chat. Thank you. I don't have to go, oh gosh, you guys are talking terrible to each other. I'm so glad I don't have to worry about that. I appreciate you all so much for watching. I'll probably be doing another video when more of these WWE reveals come out. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. I'll be posting something on that real soon. For now, this episode of House Figure Files has been filed.